Emerald Audio.
On the previous episode of The Royals of Malibu.
One of the servers said Brooke had been pushed.
You were seen talking to Brooke on the roof, Reed. A few moments later, a witness saw a man get into a physical altercation with Brooke.
A different man.
Right, 2 separate men. Not a coincidence.
I'm not falling for this girl power good cop routine. You don't care about me. You just want me to talk. When you look at the Royals, you see a bunch of rich jerks, but they're not like that. And I'm not gonna let you pin this on them.
Welcome back to the Cove, Ella St. Clair!
Out of the way. Aren't you kids supposed to be in class?
Is that Reed?
Yeah.
They're arresting him?
Are you Ella?
My breath catches in my chest and I freeze. Because I'm face to face with someone who I thought was dead. Steve O'Halloran, my dad.
Spiraling down.
You're my dad? You're supposed to be dead.
Yeah, I'm not. Hey, sit down over here. I'm sorry. I should have called first, but it's okay, Ella. You're safe with me.
I don't even know you. Steve sits me down in the foyer and my mind is spinning. How could this be possible? Did I accidentally take some of Easton's shrooms? That's Callum's car. Reed?
Ella.
I was so worried about you.
I'm back. I'm out on bail. Wait. Is that...
Hi, Reed.
What?
Callum. I know. I'm sorry. Come here, Reed.
What?
What's going on? Oh.
I can see tears in both Reed's and Callum's eyes. The 3 men hug each other, and once again, I feel like an outsider. The Royals love Steve, but I can't help but feel like the stranger is about to change my entire world.
What is going on?
I can explain everything.
Come in. Since it's a special occasion and Reed is back home, well, you two can have 1 glass of champagne each.
Do you guys seriously feel like celebrating?
Of course I do. My son is home safe and my best friend is alive.
Well, cheers to being alive.
Hear, hear.
Steve, you still haven't told us why you lied to everyone and pretended to die.
Oh, wow, that is some expensive shit, Callum. Look, I'm sorry for deceiving you all. I hope you know that I would only ever do something like this for your safety.
What does that mean?
Callum, you remember my legal dispute over the waterfront properties?
I remember you came to an agreement in arbitration.
Yeah, well, you were right to refuse business with those criminals. They didn't like the terms of the settlement, it turns out, so they start threatening to take care of me.
Take care of you? Like kill you?
Yeah, exactly. Look, it was all very Sopranos. So apparently the crooks have a long history with the FBI. So then the FBI came up with a plan for me to disappear while I was in Greece with DINAH. And I've been hiding ever since. Look, any day now, those guys are going to get hauled off to federal prison. And until then, I need to lay low.
Are you in danger, Steve? Surely you'd be safer in Europe, far away from here.
I think the thugs who came after me must be the guys who killed Brooke.
Why would they kill Brooke?
I don't know, but it can't be a coincidence. Look, I'm sorry, Callum. I'm so sorry about all of this.
It's not your fault.
Can we tell the detectives this? They're coming after me for Brooke's death.
Yeah, I'm working on it, kid. I told the FBI what I think is going on. I hope they decide to work with the LAPD, but, it might take some time.
So, you heard about Brooke and then came back here to... to what?
To protect you, Ella. Look, I know you don't know me, but I am your father, and it's my responsibility to keep you safe.
I can keep myself safe. I've done a pretty good job of that for the last 17 years. Callum, can I be excused?
Of course.
Me too.
Yes, you should both go to bed.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
What the hell was all of that?
This Steve stuff? Yeah, it's like a Mission Impossible movie. He's a real-life action hero.
Or a liar.
A liar.
I'm changing into my pajamas. You really trust everything Steve is saying?
Of course. Look, Steve can be a little wild, but he's a good guy. You don't know him yet, but if you do decide to hang out with him, I think you'll like him. A lot.
I know I'm generally a mistrusting person, but Steve's story sounds extra insane. Unbelievable, actually. And 17 years of radio silence, now he's dying to be a part of my life? I don't buy it.
If you knew Steve as well as the rest of us, you would trust him.
Come with me to do my skincare?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my god. We haven't even talked about you going to jail. I'm just so thrown off by the Steve thing. I'm the worst girlfriend ever.
You are the best girlfriend. I'm gonna rinse off in the shower, okay? You're allowed to look.
Breed! God, you're so hot.
Only for you.
This is not how I thought we'd be having this conversation.
You wanna get in here with me? I would like you to get in the shower with me.
Reed, this is serious, okay? Are you okay? Weren't you scared?
It was a little embarrassing, getting arrested in front of the whole school. But my dad and his lawyer got me out of there pretty quick.
Do they think you killed Brooke? Please, Reed. You aren't going to scare me. You can tell me the truth.
I still have to go to court to meet with the judge, but I'm going to be charged with murder, yeah.
Oh my god. Just because someone saw you arguing with Brooke before she died? We were all arguing with Brooke that night.
My dad thinks the DA is trying to pin this on me because of the David Albrecht situation.
David? I thought he was gone.
He is gone. My dad ran him out of Malibu, but that's the problem. His family has had it out for me ever since, and his dad literally used to work for the DA's office. Now they finally have a chance to get their revenge.
Fuck, Reed. If I hadn't gotten involved with David...
Stop.
No, none of this would be happening.
My lawyer says the DA has no evidence. And it's not like my family hasn't been sued before, you know?
So you're not worried at all?
No. Steve is working with the FBI, so soon those guys will step in and the charges against me will be dropped.
Okay. You were right. Everything always works out for the Royals. Towel, Mr. Royal.
You're trying to cover me up already?
I feel like it would be insensitive for me to objectify you right now.
Now more than ever, I would like to be objectified.
Alexa, turn off light. Reed climbs into bed with me, and I can finally let myself relax. He wraps his arms around me, and for tonight, I choose to believe Reed when he says everything will be okay.
Good night, Ella.
I close my eyes as Reed kisses me goodnight. His arms loop around my waist, pulling me close. I tangle my hands in his still wet hair. My hands slide down his bare chest.
Nothing will ever take me away from you, Ella.
I know. don't know if we're gonna find a spot. We gotta leave the house at like 6 a.m. if we want to park at Zuma Beach.
See, this is the Malibu nobody talks about. The Malibu with absolutely no parking on a Saturday. Relax, sir.
Look, I'm gonna circle around one more time, and if a spot doesn't open up, we might have to call it.
This beach day was supposed to be a fun distraction. Instead, it's spiking my blood pressure worse than an episode of Euphoria.
Well, I'd rather circle this parking lot than sit at home, waiting for Reed to get back from the meeting with his lawyer.
Oof, valid. Plus, you're stressing about Daddy Steve, who has risen from the dead like Jesus.
Ugh. Steve doesn't look like Jesus, okay? He looks like one of the guys from Selling Sunset. Beachy chic meets Botox.
Oh my god, a spot! Go! Go, Ella, go, go, go!
That guy in the Cybertruck looks pissed, but I don't care.
Man, that ugly Lego car wouldn't fit in a compact spot anyway. Why is walking through the sand so hard?
Are we that out of shape?
Apparently. So is Steve hiding out in the royal house? Indefinitely? When is he gonna go home to DINAH?
I don't know. He hasn't even mentioned her. That's sketch, right? Steve is sketchy.
I thought everyone in Malibu loved Steve. Like, really loved Steve.
They do. The boys were all having breakfast together this morning. I bailed, obviously.
Why? You don't like Steve?
It feels awkward. I don't know, I didn't grow up with him, so he doesn't feel like my dad. But I can tell everyone, including Steve, wants me to build this close bond with him. I know DINAH was the one who hid my mom's letters from him, so for most of my life he didn't even know I existed, and none of that is his fault, but I feel... I don't know, I feel like...
Abandoned?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like he abandoned me. And my mom.
Yeah. You were left alone after your mom died. That must have been hard.
When she had cancer, I took care of her on my own. It was horrible. And my so-called dad was vacationing through Europe, eating caviar off supermodels. Now he wants to be my parent, but I went through all the hard stuff already, you know? He's too late. Do I sound like a brat?
No way. It's probably super overwhelming.
Yeah. So, I'm doing that thing where I avoid my problems and hope they go away.
Eventually, you'll have to spend more than 15 minutes with Steve. You're literally living in the same house.
It's a big house. Hey, can we put our towels down here? My legs are burning.
I told this girl from my history class that I would visit her at work. She's a lifeguard on the weekends, and I think I see her at the next tower. Oh, she sees us!
Val? She's like super pretty. Her long dark hair, and she moves so graceful like an Olympian. She looks like an actor hired to play a lifeguard, not an actual lifeguard.
Pretty people can have jobs, too, you know? Hey, Nova!
Valerie! Oh my god, you actually came.
Look at you in your red swimsuit! You're a real professional! Oh, this is Ella.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, I'm Nova.
Nova's in history class with me. She's on the swim team, too, actually.
Yikes. I did not have a good experience trying out for the swim team.
I heard about that. I actually wanted to say, when I heard about the cool girls bullying you, it made me realize that all they ever wanted to do was gossip and party, so I've been trying to branch out, make new friends.
That is very brave of you. Most kids at the Cove either are the bullies or are too scared to stand up to the bullies. Wait, is that Easton?
Damn. How'd I end up at the supermodel convention?
What are you doing here?
I saw your Snap story. Did you seriously sneak out of the house to avoid your own father?
You sneak out to avoid CALLUM every night.
Oh, yeah. But if I have to walk the slow, tedious path of sobriety and honesty and all those disgustingly wholesome values, you do too.
You're telling me you weren't at a girl's place last night?
I was at the library.
No way.
I was smoking weed with the guys. I'm California sober, weed only.
Me too.
You, Hi.
Nova. And you're Easton? I think we met when you were very much not sober.
Hi.
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 Why is Easton short-circuiting? Oh, is it because Nova's pretty?
Oh, Yeah, I'm not supposed to be out here talking to friends, so, I gotta go.
Bye, Nova.
Nice meeting you.
Who was that?
East. She literally introduced herself.
I need more information. What does she like? What's her favorite flower? Is she free this Saturday night?
Hell no! I watched you put Savannah through hell, and I won't let you do it to another girl in my life.
Yeah, East, please choose some other girl to emotionally torment.
Excuse me? You both should be rooting for me here. Didn't you hear her say that she's sober too? This is exactly the motivation I need to get my act together.
What? Easton, you're supposed to change for yourself, not for other people.
No, I think I'm right. Changing for other people is fine. All right, are we gonna put some towels down or what? Do you think Nova could see my abs from over here? Oh, I should have brought oil.
Hanging out with Easton and Val did take my mind off the drama waiting for me back home. When I pull into the driveway, I notice a Bugatti parked outside. Standing in front of the tacky, ridiculously expensive car is Steve.
Are you still avoiding me?
No?
See, I feel like we started off on a wrong foot yesterday.
Yeah. You faked your death and then showed up out of nowhere.
I did. And I know I owe you an explanation for that, but also for your childhood, for everything. Want to talk about it over dinner?
Fine.
Ella, you may not believe me yet, but now that I'm back, I'm going to take care of you. You'll never have to worry about anything, ever again. I'm about to change your life.
Spiraling down.
Wow. You rented out the entire restaurant?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be laying low. Plus, I like the fries here.
You're not worried that the people who work here will tell everyone you're alive?
I used Callum's name when I made the reservation. And if they recognize me, well, they were paid enough to keep quiet. People who work with very wealthy people are used to being discreet about far more nefarious things.
I guess.
So, how's school?
You want to talk about school?
I'm your dad. I gotta ask the dad questions. Are you dating anyone?
Nope. Way too personal. We can talk about school.
Great. I got your grades from Callum. You're a good student, Ella. Better than I ever was.
It's weird when you act like you know me.
I would like to know you.
We have no relationship. You're a stranger. I've lived 17 years without you, and now you're barging into my life trying to act like my parent.
I am your parent. Even if I don't know how to be a parent just yet.
You're too late.
I know I seem like some rich asshole, but I grew up pretty similar to you. My family had nothing. I couldn't afford college, so I joined the Navy. After that, I started hanging out with Callum and his people, and in some ways, that was harder than being on tour. I love my life, and I'm very grateful. But it's very hard to be the working class kid in a place like this.
It doesn't seem that hard for you.
No? I was judged. I made a mess of my life. My mental health suffered. I felt everyone's eyes on me all the time. So I started drinking, gambling, cheating.
And all of that makes you dad material?
I know you feel like an outsider even now. Callum is great. I know you love his kids, but they're not like me and you. I want to look out for you, keep you from making the same mistakes I did.
I can look out for myself.
You sure?
Yes.
I know you've been drinking underage, going to those mansion parties, You don't think it's dangerous to be 17 and hammered walking home at night?
How did you know about that?
Reed is worried about you. He and I are close, so I asked him about you. He thinks the world of you, but mentioned your tendency to put yourself in reckless situations.
Yeah, and where were you when all of that was happening?
I know, I was gone. But I'm here now. I love Callum. He's my best friend. But he has been too soft on his boys, and look where it got them. EASTON hasn't passed a drug test since he was 13. And Reed, well, he's about to be sent off to...
I'm not going to sit here and listen to you badmouth the Royals.
I just want what's best for you.
You don't even know me! How dare you criticize my life? I mean, ever since Mom died... I have had to take care of myself. She was the best fucking mom, and she taught me how to be strong and smart and kind. I had to pay my own bills when I was 15 years old. 15! I had nowhere to go, but I stayed in school, I paid my rent, I made the honors list. You better not for a second pretend to know what it's like to be me. You have no clue.
You are a phenomenal young lady. You have had to deal with more than any kid your age ever should. And I know that the drinking, partying, the anger, it's all because of the trauma that you went through. I am not shaming you in any way for dealing with these hardships the best way you knew how.
I handled myself better than you ever could have.
I don't disagree. But now it's time for you to rest. And let someone take care of you. I know we just met, Ella, but I am committed to looking after you from now on.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means that if I have to take back custody of you, I will.
You can't do that. You're in hiding. You'd have to talk to a judge or something.
I'm your father, and Callum knows that. He wouldn't keep you from me. I know you're used to living with the Royals, but it may not be the best environment for you, Ella.
Yeah, I don't have to listen to this.
Ella. Ella!
Drink a little water, feel a little better. You do what you gotta, babe.
I couldn't stop myself from running out of that club. Steve is in hiding for now, but he won't be in hiding forever. When that happens, he's probably right that I'll have to move back in with him. The idea of being taken away from the Royals makes me sick. And something tells me that Steve, with all his money and influence, has even more power over me than he's letting on.
Baby, there is only one way, and that's the slow decay. Get a little earthy with me, I'll pull you down like rain.
On the next episode of The Royals of Malibu.
My lawyer says the DA is set on bringing me to trial for now.
But they should be looking for the real killer, and they're not.
You ungrateful little wretch!
Don't touch me, Dinah.
I'll take you from these rotten Royals.
Dinah, step away from my daughter.
Steve!
Brooke's funeral is this afternoon, remember?
Yeah, Callum told us to stay away.
And you're gonna listen to him?
We meet here today to pay our respects and to celebrate the life of Brooke Elizabeth Davidson.
If you get too involved in the investigation, you could end up tampering with evidence, implicating yourself, or implicating someone you care about.
I think the detective's eyes are set on Reed, and if I don't figure out who the real murderer is, I could lose Reed forever. The Royals of Malibu is a production of Emerald Audio, an imprint of Diversion, in partnership with Pod People. Starring Alyssa McKay as Ella Sinclair, Chris Cafero as Reed Royal, Nick Cafero as EASTON Royal, Armen Taylor as Callum Royal, Franchesca Agramonte as Valerie Gonzalez, Hannah Montoya as Savannah Gonzalez, Daniel Lench as Steve O'Halloran, Maura Vincent as Dinah O'Halloran. Stephanie Sherry as Lucy. Jillian Kinsey as Nova and Detective Schmidt. Directed by Ashton Carter. Written by Kiana Caddyblue. Produced by Emma Demuth. Production management by Ashton Carter. Production assistance by Hannah Ray Leach and Audrey Leach. Story development by Emma Demuth. Editorial direction by Scott Waxman. Casting by Lindsay Ploussard. Sound editing, sound design, and engineering by Morgan Foose and Carter Wogan. Dialogue editing by Adam Raimonda and Carter Wogan. Theme music by Maddie Noyes. Consulting producers, Chris Cafero and Nick Cafero. Executive producers, Rachel King, Alyssa McKay, and Scott Waxman. For more information, visit diversionaudio.com.
Emerald Audio.